Alrighty, ladies and gents, welcome to the live commentary of the Armwars Reality Check series that is set to take place in Birmingham, in the UK today. We have got some very special matches lined up for you in the arm wrestling world. It is going to be something very special. The matches themselves are scheduled to commence in about half an hour's time. So we've got half an hour to talk with each other about all the things that can possibly unfold between now and then. The action will take place, of course, over 2 days. Day 1 and day 2 will be broadcast live from Neil Pickup's Supernatural Strength channel. So be sure, ladies and gentlemen, to subscribe to Neil Pickup's channel and make sure that you actually are watching the matches live. I will be giving you my commentary from here directly on this channel. And so what you're going to need to do is have both screens open. You're going to need one on Neil's channel, one on this channel right here, and we will get things going. But first of all, just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody, Robert Gould and everybody else who is in here in the live chat already. G'day. We have got some big matches coming up. There's so many. I just had a chat with Pradeep from Arm Wrestling News just moments ago. We were doing a bit of a prediction show between the matches that are coming up. So that is going to be exciting. I can't wait. There, of course, have been a few scheduled changes as well with some of the Bulgarians struggling to get into the country. So where we were going to have a couple of the Bulgarians on the card today, where they have been pushed back to the Sunday. We've also got Ryan Espy somewhere lost between Canada and Birmingham. He is due to arrive, I think, not too far away as well. Robert Gould coming in as a private coaching member for 2 months. Who's the first match today? The first match today, Robert, will be, let me confirm it for you. It's going to be what's his name? It's not one of the ones that were promoted originally. It's, let me think, Ted Wilson up against a guy I don't know. So Ted Wilson and the guy I don't know will be taking on each other. And then I think Uncle John is stepping up quite early as well. So he'll be featuring very early, will be Uncle John. And then we're going to be getting into Tom Holland up against Caspers. Now, as we know, Mindaugas Tarasidis was scheduled to be facing Tom Holland. He is unfortunately not going to be able to be there. He has tested positive for COVID when he came to make his travel to the UK. So that is very unfortunate that he is unable to be part of the event. He said to Neil Pickup that he was feeling fantastic and strong, and there was nothing about him that didn't feel like he was ready. So very disappointing for Mindaugas Tarasidis, who has a long-time rivalry with Tom Holland, which is real pity, to be honest, that we're not going to get to see him. So what I am going to be doing is I'm just going to be sitting here waiting for Neil Pickup to go live, and he's scheduled to go live in 27 minutes time from now, where we will get the Arm Wars cards underway. I've seen a few pictures coming out from the event. The staging looks amazing. I think it is going to be tremendous. It's really going to be exciting. But to go through the cards of what some of the matches that we can expect and we can talk about. Who we got? We've got Tom Holland v Caspers. Now, this is a match, probably the first big match that we're going to be seeing. Now, as I said, Tom Holland, he is Britain's superstar. For me, Tom Holland is the highest performing arm wrestler out of Great Britain at the moment. He is, of course, coming in at about 78 kilos. Now, up against Caspers, if you don't know who Caspers is, he's essentially the number 2 ranked Latvian behind Giannis Amlins. Now, this is interesting. Tom Holland, of course, lost to Giannis Amlins in the WAL last they met. But the inside word on Tom Holland is this. When Tom Holland apparently took that match with Giannis Amlins, Tom Holland was very, very injured. And he was not at all in a shape to really compete at the highest level. And he took that match because he wanted to protect his place within the arm wrestling WAL system, and he didn't want to turn down an offer. So he pulled, and he did well. But apparently that was not the best form of Tom Holland. Apparently that was not the Tom Holland that makes a big difference. So Tom Holland in that match going down 3-0 to Giannis Amlins. However, the word on the street, the behind-the-scenes news is now that Tom Holland is healthy and Tom Holland is ready and he is back and means business. So for me, that means that we're going to see a Tom Holland that is at a different level than we've seen before. Now, given that Caspers is the number 2 ranked arm wrestler behind Giannis Amlins, I'm expecting Tom Holland to take control of this match, take control of it early, put it into a hook. We might even see him experiment with a bit of a top roll, but I think that that Tom Holland will most definitely take control of this match. Given it's his home ground territory as well, Tom Holland likely to be the man up against Caspers. Now, I don't know exactly too much about Caspers. Of course, when he pulled in Norway most recently, he looked like he was in utter control. So Caspers, yeah, he's in good shape, and he is likely to go on to win the battleground, being Tom Holland. I think if he gets through Caspers quite comfortably, his next opponent is going to be either Giannis or Jeff Hale. Now, Giannis and Jeff Hale is another match that we can expect to see today, which is a very, very special match. That was originally scheduled to be our opening match, but due to a few things, few shuffles that have taken place, that will be, I think, the third match on today. Giannis Amlins and Jeff Hale is a tremendously interesting match. The reason that one is so interesting is because Giannis Amlins was really set to have an opportunity to take on to go for the WAL hammer. He was really the man next in line to take on Sam Harris, and I feel like Jeff Hale. Is a little bit behind Giannis. That said, Jeff Hale is so ridiculously comfortable in the Armwars format. It's where he performs best. He loves the 6-round format. He is exceptional in that environment. He comes alive. It's where he loves to perform best. So despite, for me, Giannis Amlins being the favorite in this match on paper, I'm really scared. I'm really genuinely nervous to bet against Jeff Hale, and it's just something that I'm genuinely scared and terrified. Now, if we're talking about the betting that is going on with Jeff Hale and Giannis Amlins, there is, of course, a shutout stake to 4 rounds. So Devin Larratt on his arm bets has drawn the line at 4 rounds. So if Giannis Amlins wins 4 rounds, he wins the stake. If Jeff wins 2 or more, then Jeff gets the glory. And honestly, I really can't see Giannis getting to 4 without Jeff winning a round. I think like I said, I genuinely feel that Giannis is the favorite. He has to be the favorite given the form that he's in. But Jeff Hale is such a killer that just 1 round in the first 4 from Jeff will see him win that. And I feel like the speed of Jeff Hale, I feel like his versatility, he can hook, he can top roll, and he's how comfortable he is in the Armwars environment, to me, makes it seem like Jeff Hale is going to get around. I think Giannis is going to win, but I'm nervous that Jeff Hale might even take it entirely. But I think Jeff Hale, he's the outsider on this one, but he's a very, very dangerous outsider in that match. So that one will probably be the highlight of this match. We were, of course, going to have Espy against Kadecha today. That has been pushed back to day 2 because poor Ryan Espy is going through an absolute nightmare when it comes to getting to the UK. I think it's taken him some 3 days of actual time travel from the moment he left to, I think he's still not even there. I think he's still due to arrive sometime soon. But he's been traveling for 3 days. Now, when I originally had an opinion on who would win between Ryan Espy and Alex Kadecha, I had the left hand firmly with Ryan Espy. And I had the right hand ever so slightly with Ryan Espy. But with this effect of this travel, I honestly think that Kadecha is going to get the edge. I can't underestimate the impact of that travel situation with Ryan Espy. To be traveling for 3 days continuous like that, the poor guy is a huge guy too, so he would not be comfortable. He would not be sleeping. He would not be eating well. He would be mentally frustrated as anything, and he'd be turning up and then having to pull essentially straight away. So I do think that is going to reduce the effectiveness of Ryan Espy, and unfortunately, I think it's going to play a factor. So I do think that Alex Kadecha becomes the ever so slight favorite for me now on the right arm. Really, the factors when you look at Kadecha and Espy are this. Kadecha's been pulling in the sport for about 4 years now. He's a huge human. He's a bigger frame than Levan. When I met Alex Kadecha in Poland in 2019, I was amazed at the size of the man. His bone width, his shoulder width, his height, everything about Alex Kadecha is enormous. And he is someone that has a longer arm than Ryan Espy. and he's a top roller. Ryan Espy is also a top roller. So having that longer arm is straight away going to be a factor in winning the hand and wrist. So I think Kadecha has the technical edge in terms of the biomechanics that he is working with over Espy. Having said that, I believe Ryan Espy is a more complete arm wrestler, has been doing it for almost 30 years, and subsequently has a greater technical ability than Alex Kadecha. So he can work the strap, he can work the positions, work the starts, and that could be the equalizing factor on that right arm. I think the right arm between Kadecha and Espy is set to be an absolute brilliant match, and I hope that Espy brings it despite the horrible situation in the way that he gets there. All right, now what else have we got? We got Bojida and Krasovskis and Sasha and RVJ. Now, both of these guys, we won't be seeing any of the Bulgarians in action today. More travel drama where we should be seeing them on day 2, which will be this time tomorrow. But for Bojida and Sasha Andreev, those guys weren't able to get onto their flights for whatever reason yesterday, and subsequently they're still inbound at the moment. They're having to do PCR tests when they arrive, and then those tests need to come through as negative. So we're still pending on Sasha and Bojida, which is making Neil Pickup nervous for sure, because of course Sasha v RVJ is the main event of this entire Armwars Reality Check series. So we desperately need Sasha to arrive and pass that PCR test so he can get through and face RVJ in what will be a spectacular match. Same, of course, for Bojidar and Krasovskis. A long-time rivalry between those two. Multiple world champion in Bojidar on the right up against Vladislav Krasovskis. They have a back and forth rivalry where Vladislav Krasovskis has generally dominated the left arm. Bojidar has generally dominated the right arm. This is something that is likely to continue. Most people tend to believe that Bojidar will, again, dominate the right and Vlad will dominate the left. But both athletes coming in with the intent and declaration that they're in tremendous form and going to be in a position where they're going to be winning both left and right. So that will be fireworks when it does happen. And of course, Sasha v RVJ is the match that we all want to see most. The true East versus West battle there. RVJ looking big, looking confident, coming in with, I saw him in live streams at Neil's athlete accommodation yesterday, where he was saying, look, people have accused him of ducking opposition in the past. He wants to make it known that this is not him ducking anyone. This is him flying across the world to the region that belongs to Sasha to prove a point. RVJ wants to prove a point. I can see something in his eyes that he's starting to fire up, and we're going to need that from RVJ if he is going to get a win over Sasha Andreev. I do see the Sasha as the favorite in this match over 6 rounds. I think that RVJ, if he can keep it away from the straps, will take control. RVJ will win the rounds if they are out of straps. But if, heaven forbid, RVJ gets sucked into a strap at any point, then Sasha will take control. Personally, I think Sasha's side pressure is too significant when it comes to strap pulling. I think the length of his arm is very, very, very obscure for someone like Rob to deal with. There's no way Rob can come into the hook with Sasha and get away with it. It's going to be absolute nightmare if he does go into there. So no way does, sorry, just catching up with the chat, changing a few settings. All right, so that is essentially the card that we're going to be looking at, ladies and gentlemen, that we're going to be commentating today. As I said, make sure you have Neil Pickup's channel open and ready to go for the moment that he does go live. You should want to have the notifications turned on for Neil Pickup because he will be live. We're hoping in about 16 minutes time is when the first match is scheduled. So at this point in time, what I'll do is have a look at some of your comments and see if there's any questions you guys have for me. And we'll go from there. And then we will wait the magic moment where the live stream kicks in from Neil Pickup's Supernatural Strength channel. All righty. Ooh, let's have a look. A couple of people commenting about the Giannis. Amlins must secure the win 4-0 for his stakeholders to get the win. Yes, that is true. He needs to, for the shutout stake, he needs to win all 4 of the first 4 rounds. Even if the match ends 4-2, if Jeff Hale wins any of the first 4 rounds, it will be a win for the people who have staked on Jeff Hale. So Giannis Amlins is the favorite, as you can see. But as I said, Jeff Hale is one of those people that is makes me tremendously nervous to bet against. A few people have said, unfortunately, Neil thinks the live stream won't work at all because they tried earlier and it was really bad. Yes, there is that concern that we're not going to get a quality live feed, Neil. Of course, with the intent of live streaming it, we're going to be here ready for it. The good news is, though, if there is no live stream, Neil will be releasing the match footage very shortly after. He's going to be doing a quick edit. He has promised us within an hour of each match, we're going to get an edited version of it. So that is what we can get at least. And as soon as that pops up, we will have a look at it and I'll give you my commentary of it. But with fingers crossed that the live stream works. I think that the big hurdle that they're going to be facing is bandwidth. They're at a fitness expo with tens of thousands of people there, and all of the people uploading selfies on Instagram and all that sort of stuff tend to chew things up. So we will see if the live stream happens and we'll be here for it. But even if it doesn't, we are going to get some good quality content. A quick edit will take place almost immediately after each match with Neil to release that footage. So we're going to get something today. Rest assured, we will see these matches in one way, shape, or form. And I'm going to hang out here with you guys the entire time and watch it all come to life. So, yeah. Oh, goodness me. Robert Gould, the first match is due to take place in 14 minutes' time. 14 minutes' time. So we'll see if in 14 minutes' time something pops up from Neil. If it doesn't, I'll do some investigative work. I might get Uncle John on the call and see what he's got to say, and he can give us the live update if it's not. Tim Pipe just logged in blue. What's going on in there, mate? G'day, Tim. Good evening to you, fellow Brisbane arm wrestler there. We're just waiting 14 minutes to go, or 13 minutes to go now, Tim, until the first match is scheduled. We'll hopefully get a live stream from the Supernatural Strength channel very soon. Tom says, Ryan, you're looking thick. What have you been eating? I have been eating as much as I can. This sort of stuff. Lots of pasta, lots of meat, a lot of everything. As you guys know, I've got my match with Lachlan Adair for the number one rank in Australia on the 23rd of October. So for me right now, it's all about just getting as heavy and as strong as I can. This is a big peaking moment. I'm doing everything physically possible to make sure I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. And I feel it. Even my beard. I'm not trimming this thing till I've had the match. I'm going to let it. I want Lachlan Adair when he sees me on that day. And Lachlan hasn't seen me for a number of weeks now, and he won't see me until the match. It's going to be something that I'm going to turn up, and I'm going to look different in as many respects as I can. That's why, like I said, that's why I'm not shaving the beard off. I'm not trimming the beard. I want everything to look different. I want the beard to be longer. I want my arms to be bigger. Yeah. I want Lachlan to go, oh, shit. What am I up against? That's the intent in that one. The Mr. Myrtle says Josh Barker v. Sam Burnett. Yeah, that's a good question, Mr. Myrtle. They are two rivals. Sam Burnett with the win. Most recently, Josh Barker, someone I know who's hunting Sam Burnett closely. So they will no doubt have many rivalries in the future and some good super matches out of Australia for sure. Someone said, oh, we got a super chat in from Kevin Temkai with the Canadian $5, but no comment. Kevin, send us your comment or your question, brother, and I will answer it. I'll keep an eye out for it when it comes through, but thank you very much for the support. Joshua Waters says, Ryan, I believe in you, but I'm worried you've built up Lachlan in your head too much. Interesting comment there, Josh Waters. When you say you believe I built up Lachlan in my head, look, here's the thing about Lachlan and where Lachlan's at, where I'm at. Both Lachlan and I haven't had yet the opportunity to demonstrate to the arm wrestling world where we're at on an international level. So when Lachlan and I face, we're going to have a real good match. It's going to be close. It's going to be a war. I'm going to win it, but it's going to be brutal. Lachlan is phenomenally strong, but I'm also phenomenally strong, and I'm better, and I'm faster. That's the key difference. But make no mistake, when Lachlan steps into the international arena, he will shock everyone. After Lachlan loses to me, everyone's going to say, Lachlan's stocks have gone down. Lachlan's no good. Trust me. Lachlan goes overseas. Lachlan pulls Todd Hutchins. I'd bet without a doubt, I would bet on Lachlan Adair. If Lachlan was to pull Krastimir Kostadinov, I think that'd be a cracking match. I would love to see it. I think it could go either way based on styles and speed. I think speed, Krassi's got it, but power, Lachlan's got it. That's honestly where I see Lachlan. Um, the one advantage I have over Crassie and Todd Hutchins and all those guys is I know Lachlan back to front. I know exactly, as Todd Hutchins put it, I have the keys to Lachlan. And I'll demonstrate that very clearly come October 23rd. I'll destroy Lachlan. Josh Barker, you said, what did I say about you versus Sam? Josh Barker, I said that I said that you guys have a tremendous rivalry. I said Sam has the edge in the win in the most recent moment, but you are someone that is very much hunting that overalls list, and I expect you guys to have a long-time rivalry. Marcio Barboza with question marks. Marcio is looking strong. He's constantly looks like he's just getting better at the moment. And I think Marcio is a killer. He's been around forever. He's technically diverse. He's strong. He's someone I'd love to pull, honestly. Marcio, yeah. One of the things is, for me, one of the things about where I'm at personally at the moment, and guys, I've got to keep in mind that I've got to keep an eye out for Neil going live any moment as well, too. So hopefully we get something else soon. But one of the things about where I'm at the moment is that I'm unafraid to pull anyone. The form I'm in, the strength I've got right now, just anyone. I don't care. I literally pull anyone. I'm weighing 104 kilos right now. So I would pull Marcio. I would happily pull Marcio. I'm not going to be under any illusions that Marcio would be a favorite, but that's how strong I feel right now that I would be fine to pull Marcio and not be afraid of the situation. Yeah, let me have anyone. When the border situation with Australia is looking improved, it's looking like we're going to get an opportunity for people to come to Australia and not have to go into quarantine, hopefully by December. If that is the case, I will fly someone. I don't know who yet, but I will get on the phone and I'll find someone of that caliber. Preferably for me, I want to experience an Eastern European arm wrestler. But someone like Crassie would be awesome. I'd love to bring Crassie out. He would be amazing and just to hang out with, create content with. He could do a seminar here with the Brisbane guys, and I'd have a super match with him. That'd be great. So that's the sort of project that I see myself working towards over the next 3 to 6 months. So, yeah, that gives you an insight into where my head's at right now. Feel free to add that to the Delusional Ryan Bowen series. A 270-pound Ryan Bowen. In the future, I wouldn't write that off. 270 pounds seems like something that I think I'll get to someday. Give me 3, 4, 5 years, and I'll be there. What about you versus the winner of Bozidar and Vlad the Destroyer? Yeah, that's a match. I respect Bozidar and Vlad for sure. They're in that weight zone where they can get to the high 80s, low 90 kilos, and I think that's the sort of the elite guys at 90 kilos certainly are in the zone of a good match with me. I think if you go lighter than that, it's too much of an advantage to me. Like if you're going down to the mid 80 kilo guys, I honestly don't think there's an 85 kilo guy on earth that I couldn't beat. But 90 kilo guys, it starts to get questionable. There's a few that are genuinely elite that could crack me for sure. So yeah, I would love a match with a Bozidar for sure. I think he is totally elite at that level, and I'd love to meet Bozidar at maybe 9, or if with him at 90 and me at 95 or 96, 97. I'm not coming back down in weight. I'm only going to go up. Ryan Bowen v. John Brzenk. Yes, John has said to me that he will come to Australia and he'll have a super match with me. He said he's overdue to come and visit. So again, that's just dependent upon when the Australian borders will open. But John has reassured me that he will come to Australia and we will have a super match whenever that occurs. So there will be in 2022 a super match with me and John. There will be. John gives me his word that he will come to Australia in that sense. Joe Hogan says Zoloev would smoke me. That's great, Joe Hogan. Everyone, you've got an opinion. You can have it, just like ourselves. We've all got one. That's fine. I expect people to have opinions. And of course, Zoloev should have the majority opinion. But the good thing is, and the most fun thing about this is the longer it goes on that we don't get a match for me between me and an international, the more unknown it becomes. And if you've seen the form I'm in right now, seen the strength I've got right now, it's just crazy. That measures 17 inches right there. This measures 9 inches right there. That measures 17 and a quarter inches right there. I've never been in shape like this before. That's kind of where I'm at. All right, we got a live stream from Neil Pickup on, ladies and gentlemen. Just looked over.
We are live.
We are live. Okay, so you can see it if you haven't seen it already, ladies and gentlemen. Neil Pickup Supernatural Strength channel is live, and it's functioning. Very good. So, ladies and gents, get over there right now and have a look at that. We'll wait to see what Uncle John says. Okay, Uncle John giving us the update. So, looks like. Oops. Okay. Well, Uncle John has just let us know that we got some matches coming up soon, and he does apologize for the quality of the live stream. But what I'm seeing so far is the live stream is looking awesome. Jay Miller comes in with a question with a $5 super chat. Says, Hale or Giannis? Great question there, Jeff. Sorry, Jay Miller. Thank you for the super chat. I got money on Giannis Amlins in this one, although I am genuinely scared about Jeff Hale. Jeff Hale, for me, is one of the most dangerous guys, and because this is Armwars, which is his home territory, I do believe Jeff Hale is a killer and could cause the upset. But Giannis Amlin's in great form. He's dominated. He even got wins over Sandras Sadis in Latvia, who's of course the super heavyweight champ over there. Someone who finished second in the 105 kilos at Zloty Tour in 2018. So for Giannis to be getting wins on Sandras shows you the form that Giannis is in. Really dangerous form. Getting wins over Vladislav Krasovskis as well and over Raymond Lipins. Giannis in form. I think Giannis has to be the favorite, but like I said, this is Armwars. This is home territory for Jeff Hale. This is where he was born to do this. This is what makes Jeff Hale so damn amazing, is Armwars. So I think that Jeff Hale really does have the opportunity to cause the upset. And it just wouldn't surprise me if he did. But I have to bet on Giannis to win this match. And Joshua Waters has just added a good follow-up question, Ryan. Which match has the most potential for an upset? I think we're talking about it right now. I think that Jeff Hale has the biggest opportunity for an upset, without a doubt. Everyone's writing him off. Everyone's saying Giannis is going to win clean sweep. The Stake Kings have got it as Giannis with the shutout stake, and I think that everyone's saying that he's going to smoke him. But like I said, Jeff Hale, the word on the street is Jeff Hale is cut down from 90-plus kilos to meet Giannis Amlins at 80 kilos. That is a scary prospect, a seriously scary prospect of I've never seen a 90-kilo Jeff Hale. So if there is a 90-kilo Jeff Hale out there that is cut down, water weight cut down for this, oh my goodness. Because Giannis Amlins is walking around at 78 kilos, and that's where he's coming in at. So Giannis Amlins is going to be potentially in trouble against such a monstrous Jeff Hale. All right, so what we're seeing now on the live stream, we've got Paul Maid in there setting up. We've got cameras being set up. I just saw Raymond Zlapins walking past in his signature Devin Larratt green hoodie. So we're going to be getting those things soon. Josh Barker comes in with a $2.99 super chat. A 90-kilo Jordan Davis v. Brett Coots. That's a good question. I think Brett Coots is a tremendously strong human, but he's tremendously singular in his style of pulling. I think Jordan Davis is a genuine master of arm wrestling. I think he understands arm wrestling to the maximum degree you can. I think he's incredibly intuitive. And when Jordan is at 90 kilos, we saw what he did to Mario Tambakis, absolutely demolished the wrist of Mario Tambakis and really crushed him. I'd have Jordan Davis winning over Brett Coots, Josh Barker, as my answer to that question. Well, first thing I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm really pleased with this live stream from Neil Pickup. I know that they were concerned about it, but it is crystal clear. It's high definition. There's no lag on it so far. So if you haven't jumped over there yet, please do jump over there and get the dual screen going on with both lives, and I will give you the commentary of everything that happens as we see it unfold. I'm going to be doing it breakdown style tonight, so I'm going to be focusing tonight's commentary on the technical aspects of what we're seeing. One of the things that I love most about this sport is analyzing the technical side of arm wrestling. I really do love that arm wrestling is a combat sport, not just a strength sport. I believe it truly is. a combat sport that requires strength, and we're going to see some tremendously technical pulling today, I think, from the likes of Tom Holland in particular. Really can't wait to see him. Craig Sanders v. Raymond Lappins. It's a match we haven't talked about yet. The Birmingham Bullet, the man, literally, this is his hometown. We're in live from Birmingham at the moment. So the Birmingham Bullet up against Raymond Lappins will be fantastic. And I can't wait to see it. I'll go back to that as we get a super chat in from Kevin Tamkai. He says Bone will be the best 100 kilo in the world in 2022. Thank you, Kevin, for that vote of confidence. That is my intent. I intend on achieving that. In 2022, I want to be that guy. I'll bring them all to Australia. I'll bring Zolev, I'll bring Hutchins, I'll bring Sasha, I'll bring LBJ. If I get my way and the world allows me to pay for those gentlemen to come to Australia to face me in a super match, that is exactly what I'll do. I'll bring them all. I'll pay for their travel. I'll pay for their accommodation. And I'll have a super match with every single one of them. And I believe I have the ability to get the W. So thank you very much for that vote of confidence. Back to the Raymond Lappins Craig Sanders match. That match for me is a really interesting match. Craig Sanders, he's said to be the fastest man in the UK when it comes to arm wrestling. No one has a more savage start than him. And a lot of people feel a temptation to try to top roll and run from Craig Sanders. And that's bad news. That's bad news for anyone trying to do that. So Craig Sanders is a very dangerous man. Raymond Lappins, someone who I believe has the power to beat Craig Sanders if he can get the match to stop. However, getting the match to stop against Craig Sanders is a real issue. And so for me, I've got Craig Sanders winning 5-1 with a donation round happening towards the end where Craig Sanders allows Raymond Lappins to get into the match. And I think that it's going to be difficult. I think it's going to be difficult under any other circumstance. Raymond Lappins and I, of course, having a long time running stoush over backing each other to lose continuously. So I'm going to stick with that. As we see cameras being adjusted now, getting everything set. Staging is looking really good. Tim Pipe coming in with a super chat saying, reach it easy. Thank you, Tim Pipe, for the $5 super chat. Who was that in respect to? Reacher against who? Davor Fachik? I think so. Coming with a super chat, 500 RSD. Thank you very much, brother. Really appreciate that. Super chat, legendary stuff there. You didn't ask a question, mate, so please do write a question just in the regular chat, and I'll see if I can spot it and answer your question. But yeah, Tim Pipe, to go back and talk about the Reacher as we're waiting for this first match to come up, which shouldn't be too far away. The Reacher's in great form. I really do rate Jordan the Reacher Davis as a master of arm wrestling. You'll see that I put out a recent video of what I described as the perfect top roll. I do believe that he is the perfect top roller. He understands everything so well. And his intuition on the table is second to none. His ability to read and feel a situation is perfect, and he adjusts so damn well. He is someone that can beat people that are stronger than him, and beat them clinically. Jordan the Reacher Davis, I hope we see him more. I'd personally love to see him face Tom Holland. We got Neil Pickup now on the mic announcing to the crowd.
We're going to introduce and get them on here real quick. I want you to raise it up and welcome these athletes.
Just listening to the audio here from Neil. Here we go, ladies. First match. Let's hear who it is.
Welcome
Nathaniel Iron. All right, this is a gentleman I haven't seen before. We got a Nathaniel. I missed his surname.
British champion Armstrong at the Armwars Reality Check. And ladies and gentlemen, his opponent in this 6-round match of Hale from the United Kingdom. He is a multiple British champion. Please give a round of applause and welcome Ted Wilson.
All right, Ted Wilson, a very experienced arm wrestler in the Arm Wars environment. The opponent, I'm not sure of the caliber of this Nathaniel at the moment. He is someone that, as Neil just described, that is new to the world of arm wrestling, but a rising star. We've got Paul Maiden as the head referee. Ted Wilson, a very experienced Arm Wars puller. He will be the man, surely the favorite in this situation. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first match of Armwars Reality Check It's great to see this back in action. Ted Wilson on the left of screen, Nathaniel on the right. You can see that Nathaniel has the longer levers out of the two. He is an arm wrestler that I'm going to expect to look to create height. Will he be a top roller? Will he be a hooker? Yet to discover it. Traditionally speaking, people with a longer arm are going to be a top roller and outside-based arm wrestling. Ted Wilson, of course, is someone that is quite diverse. I believe he has a hook. He's got a top roll as well. So it will be interesting to see where this goes as the first grip up now starts to take place. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round one, Armwars Reality Check is underway. Ted Wilson on the left of screen. All right, you can see there as the grip is being negotiated, Ted Wilson on your left, walking away there, both men going back to the chalk, a lot of tension in the air between these two. You can see Ted Wilson maintaining the high wrist position. He's got a straight wrist. There's no low wrist going on there. Nathaniel looking over at the referees, looking like he's got the no-load position, looking kind of like he's going to hit for the top roll. Not settled yet is Nathaniel. That he's looking like he's got a slightly low hand. Oh, there is the pin. Nathaniel just coming out with that side pressure, good control. And the pin being awarded there, Ted Wilson caught napping, I think, on that one, not really getting even into that match there. Nathaniel just flash pinning Ted Wilson. Very impressive start. I don't think the match is over by any stance at all. Expect Ted Wilson to fire up again. There's no way he will let that happen again. Ted Wilson is far too high of a caliber arm wrestler for that to occur twice in a row. Wow. Very impressive stuff there, though. From, like I said, this gentleman, Nathaniel, I didn't even catch his surname when Neil was announcing it, but he is up 1-0 now. Ted Wilson looking to adjust. Let's have a look. We've got a new angle here. You can see the length of the levers on the gentleman on the left. Not sure what the weight category difference here is between these two, but I believe they are similar weight. So impressive stuff from Nathaniel. As you can see the long arm of his. Let's have a look. The control initially from that round one was this good low-handed finger control. He trusted his fingers. He dragged back, added side pressure, got the pin. But here we go. Ted Wilson now, once again, knuckles high, looking to protect his hand and wrist. I don't think he's going to no load. This time he's going to add some force into the load, see if he can get into this match and probably take it to straps. But no, there it is again. Once again, absolute dominance from this new kid on the block. Oh, my goodness. If we didn't hear about this guy before, we're going to hear about him by tomorrow. Oh, my goodness. Nathaniel, I don't even know this guy's surname. Someone let me know what this guy's surname is. Harrison, is it? Ted Wilson needs to work out what to do. Ted Wilson right now needs to go for the strap. He needs to flop slip. I think he's just tried twice now to get into the strap up high, and he's been dominated. Nathaniel Harrison, I think, is just trusting his hand, and it's coming through. So right now what Ted Wilson needs to do is put genuine threat somewhere else. The genuine threat outside is not sufficient. He now needs to genuinely threaten inside. So that is a scary thing for Ted Wilson to do, but he needs to do it. What he needs to do is genuinely start to carve and show not fake threat, but real threat. He needs to start saying, screw you, I'm coming in here. Even if he knows in his mind that he can't. He needs to make his opponent believe that he's coming inside. He needs to adjust. He can't do the top roll again. Must come forward. Hopefully we see it. If he comes forward, the instant Nathaniel starts to rise, he can let his hand go and flop slip. That's what we need to see from Ted Wilson, in my opinion, in order to get the straps. But at the moment, I'm not seeing it. Ted Wilson going with the same setup that he has so far in the first two rounds. He is once again posting. He's got his wrist up. Nathaniel saying, all right, if that's what you're going to do, I'm going to do the same thing. But there is the hook. All right, we're on. There we go. Ted Wilson forcing that one into the hook. So the back pressure was good. This time he just supinated off the go. He didn't come forward. He just stuck there. He stuck his back pressure on. He supinated hard. And this time we have seen Nathaniel get sucked into the hook, and then the side pressure comes straight through the shoulder roll. And there we have it. Nathaniel all of a sudden realizing he is in a match, and Ted Wilson on the board 2-1. This is really interesting. Now Ted Wilson is obviously fired up. He's felt what he needs to do. He knows that he's going to win this match if it gets into a hook. But now it's a really interesting evolution. The pressure goes back onto Nathaniel to adjust now. He knows what the variation is that Ted Wilson has now. He knows that Ted Wilson, if he loads with back pressure, can supinate. So expect to see an adjustment now from Nathaniel. Ted Wilson's going to try to do the same thing again. Ted Wilson needs to be very careful because there will be an adjustment. You can expect more of a low hand now from Nathaniel. And you can see that straight away. You can see that Nathaniel is gripping slightly lower. He's going to bend his wrist and he's going to low hand top roll where he's been just going sideways with a high knuckles position. There, and yeah, look at that. You can see it. Absolutely, Nathaniel hitting exactly. Going early, great move from Nathaniel. To go early, he's testing. He's testing whether the low hand top roll is going to be sufficient, testing whether he can get to the straps if necessary. I think this one's going to go to straps. We're going to see a low hand top roll and then a slip as Ted Wilson tries to force the hook. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round 4 coming up. Ted Wilson. There's the start. We're going to be off the straps in a moment. I don't think anyone's going to get this one. All Nathaniel could get a regrip. And yep, there we go. Ted Wilson ending up with the slip, the voluntary slip happening there. Now, this is interesting. I think this suits Ted Wilson far more than it suits Nathaniel. Ted Wilson in the strap is going to have an ability to force the hook. It's going to secure his hand and wrist. I think it's going to be more difficult for Nathaniel to get that side pressure away without being turned over. Interesting stuff here. Now, for Nathaniel to win this match from here, what he needs to do is not go sideways. He needs to be like Jordan Davis. He needs to chop. He needs to drag. He needs to protect height. He needs to be patient and prevent Ted Wilson from getting that supinated hook set. Will he be able to do it? Ooh, here we go. Let's find out. I think that this one really does suit Ted Wilson. Ted Wilson, the more experienced arm wrestler in the strap. You can see the depth of the grip from Ted Wilson as he's being strapped. Now, during the strap application, this is the most critical time. During strap application is when you need to get things right. It's when you win the match is right now. Because the person who determines where this match goes in respect to the lane that it is fought in will win this round. Okay, if it goes to the hook, Ted will win it. If Ted's wrist gets busted back, Nathaniel's going to win it. But you can see immense depth. Ted is so far past his opponent right now that I'm liking what I'm seeing from Ted Wilson. But this also shows that we might see a high hook from Nathaniel. Taking that deep grip does allow side pressure drive with a high hook. So will we see that from Nathaniel, or will we see an attempted top roll? If we see an attempted top roll from this grip, I've got Ted Wilson to force the hook and get the pin. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round 4 in the straps. We are about to see it. It's currently 2-1 to Nathaniel on the left of the screen. Ted Wilson on the right of screen. Talking to the ref, both of these guys. All right, here we go. Here we go. Ted Wilson on your right. And there's the stop. It's forced into the hook. You can see Ted Wilson in control. 2-2. The strap being sufficient there. And you see Nathaniel attempted that top roll. Really, I think maybe a little bit of inexperience there. He allowed Ted to get far too deep in that strap. And then he tried the top roll. If your opponent gets that deep on you and you're the top roller, you got to say goodbye to your top roll. You got to realize that you will not successfully top roll someone when they're that deep on you. You need to basically high hook them, which is come slightly forward, add side pressure, and just statically protect your pronation. If you hit and open with a top roll, you will be exposed and you're done. Okay. Inexperience there from Nathaniel is what I just saw. There's no way he can repeat that and get away with it. Well, I don't know what's going on here. It looks like they haven't swapped sides. Did I miss a potential foul? Let's have a look. Ugh. Guys, if you're wondering where the match footage can be seen, head to Neil Pickup Supernatural Strength channel. That's where the match footage is live. Open up 2 screens, you'll get my commentary and the match footage at the same time. Alrighty. I got to have a quick listen. I think I missed a foul. So Ted must have been on a running foul. So you can see still 2-1 to Nathaniel. And you can see that same deep grip. You see how far past Ted is on Nathaniel right now. Right now, Nathaniel needs to recognize he cannot top roll. He will not successfully top roll Ted with that grip. He must high hook him. Is he experienced enough and does he have the self-awareness to do this? We're about to find out. from what I saw in round one or from the last start, I don't think he has that self-awareness. I think he's going to try to top roll again, and I expect Ted to be able to force the hook. Here we go. Yeah, Ted Wilson looking settled. Nathaniel jostling around, talking to refs, moving his elbow. That's always a sign that he's not comfortable. But here we go. You can see the high knuckles position from Ted. He's going to attempt to force the hook. Just all he needs to do is stop the pronation. And there, comfortable from Ted Wilson in the strap. An attempted top roll, actually, from Nathaniel. He tried to surprise with a shallow grip and top roll, and his wrist got absolutely crushed. 2-2. Here we go. Well, this is interesting. At this point in time, it's anyone's match, isn't it? At this point in time, both guys can win, but the experience of Ted is starting to come through. He's starting to find his feet. He knows that if he gets the straps, he's got it every day of the week. His opponent, Nathaniel, really doesn't look comfortable knowing where he needs to go in the straps, and he's struggling. Guys, again, if you're wondering where you can watch us at, the link is pinned to Neil Pickup's Strength channel. So click that link, open it up in a new tab, and watch both of the streams. Or open up on one on your phone and one here and on your computer. Get both streams going. All right. So for Nathaniel to win this match, I think he's going to have to keep it out of the straps. He still has the potential to do that. He's got to grip low and yet trust his fingers, drag, control the side pressure. He's got the longer arm. He's got the bigger hand. You can see the length of the fingers from Nathaniel is sufficient to wrap around and prevent the back pressure of Ted Wilson getting away. Ted can't top roll to get the slip. Nathaniel still has the ability to win this match outside of the straps. This is like RVJ v Sasha right here in terms of where the balance is going to be. All right. Paul Maiden, the referee, getting them set. You can see, again, that nice low grip from Nathaniel. That Jordan Davis-esque grip. Long fingers on him. Lots of talking to the referee. Paul Maiden warning them both now. Nervous moment for Ted because he knows he really needs the straps in order to get control of this match. Whoever wins this round will have a big opportunity to take the entire match. Here we go. Ted Wilson, Nathaniel. And Ted Wilson holding on. Nathaniel didn't trust his hand at all. In real trouble. I don't understand why he did that at all. He doesn't even want to go to the straps, and that's where he's now trying to get Ted Wilson holding onto the thumb, not letting it go, and his arm is looking good. Lots of climbing going on and eventually getting the strap. He's trying to fire himself up, but it's not going to work. Ted Wilson will destroy him in the straps. And one of the cool things, I don't know if you noticed, ladies and gentlemen, they are using pound-for-pound arm wrestling straps. I just saw them then. That's right. My straps, baby. My straps. All right, so elbow foul, but they are off to the straps. Ted Wilson's going to run away with this one. It's all over. It's all over. Not seeing enough experience from Nathaniel here. He's making errors. He really needed to try to win that match out of the straps. In the straps, it's only going to be worse for him. He's run out of pronation. He doesn't have a high hook. Ted Wilson's hand is becoming in control. Ted Wilson's arm is stronger. Ted Wilson's side pressure is better. This match is over. Sorry, it's over. All right, guys, once I got you all here in the chat, I'd love to know where you are all from. Let me know in the comments section where you're from, what country. I'd love to know. We've got 70 of you guys in here enjoying the commentary at the moment, I hope. Let us know where you're from. I really appreciate the fact you're all here as we enter round 5. Germany, Romania. Nice. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining in. USA, Russia, Sydney, Merca, Finland, New South Wales, Australia, FNQ, Far North Queensland, Serbia, Bunbury, Western Australia, Romania, Paris, South Africa. Man, that is awesome. Canada, Germany. That is so good to see so many people from around the world. Thank you so much for being here. All right, round 5, guys, we've got Finland, Sweden, New Zealand, Hawaii. Oh, my goodness. That's awesome. I love it, guys. Thank you so much. That's awesome. All right, guys, I'm going to get back to the commentary now. The round 5 is about to get underway. They're in the straps. Ted Wilson, I think, has got this match totally wrapped up. I can't see him losing from here. The experience of Ted is coming through. The strength of Ted in the critical areas is overwhelming his opponent. Nathaniel is looking shaken now. He's complaining to the ref. He wants different things. Honestly, there's nothing he can do. Nathaniel's gone. If Nathaniel wins this match, it's a freaking miracle. It's over. A couple more people said Sydney, Cairns, Brizzy, UK, Bulgaria. Man, that is awesome. Thank you so much, guys. All right, here we go. Round 5 start is moments away. They're in the ref script. The hands are being closed as we speak. Ted Wilson on your left, Nathaniel on your right. I think this one will go quickly to Ted Wilson. Watch for him control the pronator of Nathaniel and just add the side pressure and be done with it. And there's the start. It goes exactly as I mentioned. The pronator is collapsed. It is all over. There is nothing left in the tank for Nathaniel. It is done. 3-2 to Ted Wilson. 1 round to go. No, they're calling an elbow foul on Ted Wilson. He's going to have to do it again. It gets to this point, it's over. You might as well just throw your hat in the ring, throw the white towel in right now. There's nothing Nathaniel can do. Shout out to Neil Pickup if you haven't subscribed to Neil Pickup's channel at all yet. I know you have because you're all watching. But really impressed with this live stream. For considering they were saying it was going to be dodgy, this is awesome. This is genuinely awesome. All right. All right. Apparently, I've missed a round. It's already 3-2. I've lost count in my head. So this is the final round. I hope. I'm excited to get into the next match. There it is. Very easy win for Ted Wilson in the end there. Controls the pronator, keeps the elbow down, pins him twice, making a point of it. No, Nathaniel's sitting there complaining like it would have mattered. I can tell you right now that there is no position that match could have started where Nathaniel would not have lost that. He's done. He's gassed. He's not experienced enough to make the right adjustments. He was making the wrong adjustments, and he was not strong enough. It was over. So I don't know. I think it's a bit of a show there, a bit of a pony sort of act there from Nathaniel to try to make it seem like he could have won if he got what he wanted. No, not true. There was nothing he could have done. Ted Wilson very easy in the end, but impressive opening rounds from Nathaniel. Getting the first 2 pins, flash pin on Ted Wilson outside of straps was impressive. Had Ted Wilson rattled. And here we go. I could count. Turns out I could count. Looks like round 6 is coming up, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, well spotted. They do have those PAL chairs going on. I see there. Interesting chair. They don't look comfortable, do they? They look terribly uncomfortable. All right. Round 6 coming up. 3-2 to Ted Wilson. This one's a formality. Look, there is hope. There's a glimmer of hope that Nathaniel, if he trusts his hand and just goes for that flash pin out of straps again, then he might be able to get it. But Ted Wilson, his hand is obviously starting to come through, feeling stronger. That last round we saw Nathaniel attempt to slip again in the straps. There's nothing Nathaniel can do, so he really needs to try to get the pin right here. Will he go for it, or will he try to slip? He should go for it. That's his only hope. Nathaniel could potentially get a flash pin if he still has the energy in his hand, but. Yeah, there we go. He's gone for the flash pin, and he's looking much better, but Ted Wilson gets control of the hand. Oh, the big slap on the table from Nathaniel. It's great, but it doesn't mean anything. He's going to lose. Ted Wilson saying, come on, let's go. What are you doing? It's all over in the strap. But that was much better from Nathaniel. He returned to what he did in round 1 and 2, and that was far more effective as the pound-for-pound arm wrestling strap goes on once again. I love seeing that product right there. That's awesome stuff. It is. I agree. Mr. Myrtle says great show. This is a great show. It's just so good to see Armwars back, and this will be a pretty impressive opening round. I'm already excited for who's second up. I think it's going to be Uncle John. All right, here we go. Round 6. They are strapped up. It is all over. There's nothing that can be done. This will go into a hook. Nathaniel's pronation will collapse. Ted Wilson will win comfortably.
Match number 1 of the day, and already it is a light here. These two British athletes, one with massive belly.
Yeah, Pro Hammer Bill, they are using the pound for pound strap. Very happy. Sent a bunch of them over to Neil for this event specifically. That was as a request of RBJ. RBJ said these straps are his favorites. They're a really tight strap. They cinch down really well. They're an awesome competition strap. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Round 6. Ted Wilson looking to finish this match off here to take a 4-2 victory. I think he'll do it convincingly in the strap. He's got no dramas at all. Nathaniel on the left is looking for something. I think if there's any hope, it's in the high hook, but I haven't seen him yet attempt it. No, terrible attempt. Terrible attempt from Nathaniel at a top roll. Really easy win for really. Oh, stop it, Nathaniel. Stop it. Stop trying to ask for a second go and everything. Oh my goodness, they're going to give him another run. I thought Neil does running fouls, for goodness sake. Why are they making Ted Wilson do that again when there's running fouls? Neil pick up. What's going on? Running fouls. That was terrible arm wrestling from Nathaniel. Really quite embarrassing. It should be over. Anyway, it is over. There's nothing you can do. You can see he doesn't know how to pull in the strap. And here we go, the round 6 about to start. There we go, very comfortable once again. Ted Wilson, easy day. Please don't complain again, Nathaniel, about something. Finally gives the nod and the congratulations to Ted Wilson. There it is, Ted Wilson winning 4-2 in the opening round of the Armwars Reality Check. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. When Neil Pickup has just said we're moving on to our next match with non-stop action. That's awesome. I don't know who it is yet. We'll see. Good stuff here. Quality live feed. Yeah. Why Dispenser says Larry Wheels pulling style. Yes. That looked tragically bad. Really did. Clearly Nathaniel has one groove. And once that groove is done, it's done, and he had nothing left. So, yeah, he needs to add a few more weapons to his game, and then he can return to that battle arena. Here we go, next match. Ooh. Jason Hill. All right, we got Jason Hill. Okay, this was another unannounced match. Let me write these names down. Okay, I don't recognize Jason Hill at all, ladies and gentlemen, so I got no idea. No idea. Ooh. Yeah. Uncle John, baby. Uncle John. This is a right arm match. This is an impromptu right arm match. Uncle John, of course, a left arm specialist. But Uncle John now, I'm wrestling on the right as well. Here we go. This should be good. Canada v. the UK here. John Thompson, of course, taking on David Bradford on the left. Now he's got Jason Hill on the right. All right, you can see the setup there. I can't quite see the hand position, but you can see the shoulders are both forward, both athletes leaning forward into this match. That looks like they're both trusting their hands. It's good to see no one is running from this match. We're expecting this to go into the hook. There it is. The hook from Jason Hill has got control, when the flop slip from Uncle John perfectly timed them when Jason Hill was taking control of that match. He had control of center, control of rotation, and Uncle John sensed that and went, "Uh-oh, I'm out of here." Uncle John's in trouble. All right. But Uncle John, I do believe, is going to be the more experienced of the arm wrestlers when it comes to setup manipulation, strap manipulation. I would expect Uncle John to have that experience edge right here. Jason Hill looks straight away like the stronger man. That first round, they just tested each other's hands. And Jason Hill had the strength to get the win. Let's see what Uncle John brings out. He said Uncle John, a very experienced arm wrestler, been arm wrestling 18 years or something like that. He knows how to arm wrestle. Here we go. But John Thompson, not a right arm wrestler. He's a left arm specialist. Let's see what happens here against Jason Hill on the right. Round one. Here we go in the strap. Again, both athletes leaning forward each other. This is going to go into the hook. Expect a rotation battle and a drag. Will we see a Canadian-style King's move from Uncle John? Let's go. Beautiful. Look at that. Beautiful stuff from Uncle John. Yeah, there we go. There's experience for you, ladies and gentlemen. That is the difference between strength and experience. This is a combat sport as well as a strength sport. Jason Hill demonstrated that he had more physical strength to beat John Thompson, yet gets in the straps, and boom, experience wins. 1-0, Uncle John. Very nice. Jeff Hale, Giannis Amlins, I suspect, is going to be up next, ladies and gentlemen. That is my suspicion, which will be a cracking match. Do not go anywhere. Do not miss that match. That will be very special. Uncle John up 1-0 over Jason Hill. At the moment, Jason Hill, I haven't seen him arm wrestle before. Introduced as a up-and-comer again. Strong enough that he troubled Uncle John in round one outside of straps. Uncle John had to flop, slip underneath. Will Jason Hill get that position again? Uncle John looking like he's willing to go into the hook outside of the strap once again, which is a dangerous position to do because if Jason Hill senses that flop slip coming, he should be able to cut it off with a shoulder press. And there it is. 1-1. Uncle John saying there was an early start or whatever, not getting that flop slip. Uncle John, he's not strong enough out of straps. All right. One apiece here. Jason Hill getting what he needed, which was just strength. Arm on arm, outside of straps. I want to see, how is John Thompson going to get to the straps? Clearly, if he gets to the straps, I think he's going to win. He's got the experience to do it from there. But John Thompson needs to work out how he's going to get to the straps. Jason Hill will win if they go in the hook outside of straps. That was quite clear in that round then. John Thompson, once again, leaning forward. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Leaning forward means it's going in again. Will he try the big can opener? Maybe you can see. I can't quite see past the shoulder of Uncle John there, but he may look for a reversal into a can opener. But he is leaning forward, which is suggestive that he's going for that flop slip. Uncle John, Jason Hill. Here we go. Round number 3. Paul Maiden getting them set. We're moments away. I think we're going to see a flop slip attempt from Uncle John, as Jason Hill looks to control and keep this match out of the strap. Waiting for the start. And there's the top roll, but the elbow foul. Elbow foul. So, again, good use of experience there. The elbow foul, simultaneous elbow foul used to get the slip, that extra inch off the back and off the side, allowing him to get the threat into the hand of Jason Hill and get the slip to the strap. So all slips go to straps in Armwars, I believe. So despite the foul, we are off to the strap. Or not. Or not. Okay, they're starting outside of the straps once again. So they called the foul and not permitted the strap. Okay, there we go. I stand corrected on the Armwars rules. So Uncle John not out of the woods yet. 1-1, Jason Hill, Uncle John. Uncle John on the left of the screen, good top roll stuff. And there we go, Jason Hill slipping for the strap. This is going to suit Uncle John. He's in the strap again. The experience is going to come through. The better pronation. The key to the strap is this, ladies and gentlemen. As they're setting up, let me explain the fundamentals of strapping. You must realize that a strap protects whatever you give it. Okay, never start unpronated. That's fully pronated. That's neutral. That's supinated. Always start fully pronated. So move your body to that position during strap application. That will secure your pronation. Height, cup, access, all critical things that Uncle John is doing better than Jason Hill in the strap. I expect Uncle John to win convincingly in the strap based on experience. All right, here we go. Strapping up, Uncle John. Expect to see the top roll against Jason Hill. That drag, that pronation, that back pressure. As we talked about, all of those different little nuances that make your strap a better situation. Funnily enough, I'm just watching the live stream, and my name, someone with a Ryan Bowen account. I can't know if you can see that. Anyway, someone's commenting with a troll account named Ryan Bowen. Very cool. Whatever. All right, Uncle John on the left of screen, Jason Hill on the right. Here we go. They're strapped up round number 3. It's 1-1 at the moment. John Thompson, the experience of the two athletes, Jason Hill looking like he's the fundamentally stronger, but there is once again, the top roll, but Jason Hill has the stop. He's forced the hook. Where does it go from here? Jason Hill has sufficient access to the hook, but John Thompson defensively, top rolling, chipping away through that side pressure at the moment. He's protecting his pronation. At the moment, the pronation of John is enough, and there is the pin. Once again, the experience. Wait on. We got an elbow foul call. Elbow foul and running foul. They're going to go again. Interesting stuff. You can see Jason Hill had the strength to get the stops, but again, a lack of experience from Jason Hill to know what to do with that stop. Didn't really change his position, didn't add shoulder, didn't supinate in anymore, didn't cup anymore, didn't move his elbow position, just stayed there and tried to be too strong. That allowed John Thompson to just work the pad with his elbow, keep his pronation intact, keep his back pressure intact, and just chip away gradually at Jason Hill. Again, the experience of Jonathan Thompson coming through in that match. And there we go. Once again, John Thompson taking control of that experience and the fatigue that the last round brought and getting the job done 2-1. Jonathan Thompson going to run away with this one, I think, ladies and gentlemen, as the workload begins to build up on Jason Hill, despite him being what I think is the stronger man. Yeah, Jason Hill, I agree, Mr. Myrtle. Jason's hand would be gassing quite hard right now. It really would be at that point where he's starting to be troubled. Just got to respond to a Derek Smith message. Derek wanted to call me. Sorry, I just had to tell him I'm commentating. All right, round number 4 coming up. We have a 2-1 lead to John Thompson. Jason Hill getting his win outside of the strap in round 2. That's where he's going to look to take it again. Can he get there? I don't know. I think the work in his hand now would be becoming quite difficult. It might now be safe. It might finally now be safe for John Thompson to hold on out of straps and be in control. With the fatigue now in Jason Hill's hand, that could be an option. Or will John Thompson look to take to the straps where he knows it is certain that he gets the advantages he needs? The buckle side is on John Thompson's side this time, so he may look to hook outside of straps and test his hand. I reckon that's where it's going to go. Let's see. Or will he top roll? Jason Hill setting up like he wants the top roll, perhaps. I don't think Jason Hill's going to shoot. Yep, both guys hitting for the top roll and off to the straps. John Thompson should be comfortable there in the straps with that greater degree of experience despite having the buckle on his hand this time. Pro Hammer Bill says, add Derek to the stream. Unfortunately, I can't add any guests to this stream. I'm not going through Zoom this time. I'm going directly through YouTube on the webcam. So that allows me to do real-time commentary with you guys. If I go through Zoom, there's a 30-second delay. So unfortunately, I can't add any guests in tonight to the live stream. I do apologize for that if you were hoping that I was going to be able to do that. But I can't do that because then it has a delay and then the commentary sucks. Mr. Myrtle, no, I don't use OBS. I'm going straight through YouTube's platform and just through my webcam at the moment. So a little bit tricky. I'm experimenting all around. I'm not experienced with OBS. It probably would work better. I could probably do that, but I usually either go straight through Zoom or straight through YouTube. All right, 2-1 to John Thompson. Here we are. We are strapped up at the moment. Jason Hill on your left of screen. John Thompson, the left-hand specialist, who is competing on the right hand as a impromptu match due to the no-show of Mindaugas Tarasitis. This match added to the card last minute. Jason Hill taking one of the rounds, or round number 2, outside of straps. Jonathan Thompson on the right of screen. The more experienced of the two arm wrestlers, Jason Hill, did demonstrate early that he had the strength to beat John Thompson, but the experience of Uncle John coming through and bleeding the hand of Jason Hill. And there we are. There's more evidence that the hand is spent. It is over 3-1. John Thompson looking like he's going to go on and get this job done. Tim Pipe says, do you realize this has interrupted my bicep workout, Blue? Good stuff, Tim. Sorry, brother. All right, 3-1 now to Uncle John. Only one more round required to get the victory. Once again, I want to thank everyone for being here in this live chat. I really do appreciate it. This is what I love doing most, commentary of arm wrestling. It's awesome. All right, round number 5 now. A good chance for John Thompson to finish the match. I suspect John Thompson's going to be willing to hold on at this point in time with the hand of Jason Hill becoming significantly fatigued. I think it could be done right here in that, but John Thompson, I saw him edging towards the top roll then, so it looks like we're going to be off to the straps one more time. But John Thompson, I'd like to see you hold on and win outside the straps. Actually, you can see Jason Hill gripping low now. He has made the decision to try to hold on and force the hook. John Thompson, will he respond to that and come into the hook with him? If John Thompson goes for the top roll and misses it, it could be a result of Jason Hill getting the victory by disengaging the top roll of John Thompson. So John Thompson has to be careful here with Jason Hill gripping low. This is risky to go for that top roll when Jason grips low. Like I said, if you miss that top roll and get your pronation turned, it's all over. Where with Jason Hill gripping low, there is an opportunity for John to just welcome that invite and come into the hook and have superior rotation coming from the high ground. Always good to hook when someone's gripping you low. Will John Thompson take that invitation that is sitting there freely for him, or will he try to top roll and head to the strap? Let's have a look what comes up. Jason Hill talking to the ref there, not sure what he's want. Do we see the low grip again? Jason Hill looks like he's slightly higher than he was in that last round. John Thompson leaning forward but setting high. Again, I expect it looks like the top roll from John Thompson. There it is. Yeah, John Thompson's got control of the top roll. He's got a nice high hook set as Jason Hill's looking for regrips and trying to set hooks and can't set either of them. John Thompson in control there. The hand is definitely gassed now from Jason Hill. John Thompson with the opportunity to just end it here and take a 4-1 victory. As I think I can see Tom Holland in the background and David Bradford both analyzing what John Thompson's bringing to the table here. They're both watching very closely. Of course, David Bradford facing Jonathan Thompson on the left. David Bradford, the national champion of the UK. There is the flop slipper. We got a foul. John Thompson looking at the crowd like, whatever, just let it go. I had him. All righty. Ref script coming up. Jonathan Thompson in control there. A bit of lag on that one, so I missed the jump. But Jonathan Thompson now holding and stonewalling at center, preventing the top roll, preventing the attempted hook. But Jason Hill trying to gets the flop slip. Jonathan Thompson totally just staying dead center, controlling every time he tried to come into a hook with rotation. Every time Jason Hill tried to run, he contained his hand, and eventually Jason Hill came right in really low, was about to get crushed, and just flop slipped because Uncle John was just showboating in the center and giving an opportunity for Jason Hill to get away. But now they will be strapped up, and it will be one-way traffic. Expect Jonathan Thompson to put on a bit of a show here. He's not going to pin him quick. He's going to hold him. He's going to tease him. He's going to talk to the crowd. He's going to rub it in, and he's going to win very slowly. All right, I was about to say round 6, but round 5 about to get underway here. Jonathan Thompson in the straps, looking to finish this match off here. He's looking at the crowd. He knows the job is done. He is just making fun of this work now. He's going to rub this in. Jason Hill has put up a gallant effort. He took one round off Uncle John, demonstrating outside straps that he had the strength early on, but the fatigue set in, and Uncle John has taken control. Here we go. Round number 5 about to start. Ref script, set grip being closed as we speak. And there it is. Attempted top roll from Jason Hill, but containment, pure containment, easy side pressure and pronation from Uncle John. There is the victory, 4-1. They will probably do one more round as a token round. Or will they not? Oh, and Uncle John walks over to David Bradford right now and gives him the, "You're up next, buddy. You and me." I love it. The energy from Uncle John is spectacular. That is what I love most about Uncle John. He is an entertainer in this sport, and you can see that the way that he just went and chest poked David Bradford, said, "You next, buddy." All right, we are straight into another match. I think we got... All right, we got Adrian Popescu, who is Romanian national champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome the Welsh national champion, a multiple British national champion, David the Dragon Bradford.
All right, so we got David Bradford here up against Adrian Popescu on the right arm. Interesting stuff. We get to see David Bradford now after having seen Uncle John. This will be an interesting comparison of styles. David Bradford, the UK champion, up against Adrian Popescu, the Romanian champion at their weight. Interesting match. I don't know much about either of these two arm wrestlers, but we're going to see what comes of it.
Of Wales, Adrian Popescu of Romania.
All right, here we go. Both guys look fairly similarly built in terms of their size of their arms and their hands. They look fairly matched, so we're going to see a potentially quite a diverse style of arm wrestling here between top rolls, hooks, and all that. You can see Popescu leaning slightly more back. He's got access. Looks like he's going to be dependent on back pressure and pronation as his lead weapon. David Bradford taking a slightly lower grip, looking to trust his hand a little bit more, probably looking to control, but both hitting the top roll off the go and off to the straps. They are in round 1. Guys, I think we are only moments away from getting to the Giannis and Jeff match. I got a feeling that's up next. If not that, it will be the Tom Holland match, which will be huge as well against Caspers. There's the mighty Neil pickup coming in there to give Paul Maiden a hand with a strap. Larry Buster says, "Can we see the pumpkin wrist?" There it is. 17-inch, 9-inch, 17.25 inch. All right, here we go. David Bradford on the right, Adrian Popescu on the left, Romanian champ against British champ. We've got the posting back pressure style of Adrian Popescu. You can see that he's going to be trusting that back pressure. Bradford probably looking for more of the drag. Oh, he's gone into the hook there, but Popescu holds that and side pressure. Big elbow foul was there or not? Popescu getting the pin there. No elbow foul call. That was a little bit suspect, but it does look like he got that one clean enough that the referees didn't call it. But you can see there the attempt to force a hook from Bradford actually backfired tremendously. The back pressure for Popescu was set there. He wasn't really dictating terms, but Bradford forced the hook, but he only quarter forced the hook, and that just meant that Popescu had a free drive with side pressure. No worries at all. Popescu destroying David Bradford round one. Yeah, Larry Buster talking about my wrist getting bigger. 9 inches on the wrist. When I started in the sport, I was 7.5 inches. Now it's 9. Has definitely gone up a long way. It's been quite a way. Okay, they're off to the straps there. You can see David Bradford hitting for the top roll, heading to the straps. But yeah, look. Just recognize, guys, that your wrist will grow in this sport. No matter what you do, your wrist will grow. You just arm wrestle, your wrist will grow. My wrist has grown steadily throughout my entire time as I arm wrestle. It's accelerating at the moment because I'm training harder and I'm doing things that are adding to that. But oh my goodness, trust me, your wrist will get bigger no matter what. And I'm going to beat Lachlan today, just in case you needed to know. Yeah, my wrist is eating up my hand. I want. Can your wrist get wider than your hand? That'd be great. The more it goes down here, the better. All right, I should get back to looking at this match and see where we're at. David Bradford. Sorry, not David Popescu. Adrian Popescu. Romanian champ, British champ. Romanian champ up 1-0 at the moment. In the rider screen is Popescu. He looked to have the control of center, which was the most important thing. He controlled the rotation. David Bradford forced the hook and it backfired. David Bradford, will he change this time? Eased in once again, but there's a stop from David Bradford momentarily right at the bottom, but Popescu getting the win there. David Bradford in trouble. He just doesn't have that center strength. So what we're seeing in this match at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, it's not that David Bradford's arm isn't strong enough. What's happening is David Bradford's rotation is not strong enough. Both athletes, when they flex their wrist, come into the hook fairly evenly, but it's the rotation and the lack of internal rotation in that hook that is costing David Bradford the win at the moment. And Adrian Popescu is taking control of that. And look, Adrian Popescu is being quite sloppy in the way that he's doing it. As he's driving, he's risking his arm, and he's actually giving David Bradford quite an opportunity to counterattack and create a defense. But David Bradford hasn't been able to seize that opportunity yet. So sloppy arm wrestling from both, but enough to get Adrian Popescu the win so far. All right, they've opted to straight to the straps here in round 3. Round 3, we got currently 2-0 Adrian Popescu of Romania over David Bradford of the UK. You can see again that leaning back. Adrian Popescu has a nice balance between rising pressure and dragging pressure. That middle ground is a great place as David Bradford commits to the top roll, but there's the hook has been forced by Popescu, but this time the rotation has been taken control of by David Bradford, adds the side pressure, gets the win. Good win there from David Bradford. The errors on Popescu's half that side was that he... Oh, don't tell me we got an elbow foul. What are we doing? We going again? Or are we done? I'll wait Now, looks like we are going in on that one. Lucky escape there from Popescu because he didn't arm wrestle well there at all. He stayed in the middle ground. He didn't commit to outside or inside. And as a result, when David Bradford hit him with a top roll and then transitioned to the hook, he got exposed. Popescu was open and exposed. His rotation was exposed. His arm was exposed. And David Bradford seized control of that with good fundamental arm wrestling. Protect these back pressure, protect these pronation. So Popescu needs to commit one way or the other. He needs to commit to a top roll or a hook. You can see Popescu setting higher this time. He's on more of his tricep than he was in the last one. Last start, Popescu was on his elbow. This time he's on his tricep. This time we're going to see Popescu attempt to force this issue outside. This is going to be top roll and top roll. David Bradford hit with the top roll last time, then transition to the hook. David Bradford will probably try to do the same thing. They're going to try to hit the top roll, but one of them is going to lose their wrist this time. And I suspect from what I'm seeing, it's going to be David Bradford losing his wrist and Popescu taking center. This is going to look similar to round one. I think Popescu's realized that he needs to commit more to one or the other. And he's done that in his setup. He's committed more to the top roll. You can see the low grip from Bradford. He's going to somewhat force a hook, but it's going to be a shallow hook. Now, this match is definitely going Popescu's way is what I see so far in the setup. Let's see if I'm right. From center, David Bradford, will he hit to the top roll? There it is, like round one. Yep. Can I pick a match or can I pick a match? 3-0, Adrian Popescu. You see how much technique matters, guys. That match right there is a great example of Popescu being lazy in his technique, making an error and losing around, being lucky because Bradford elbow fouled during the pin. And then he realized, okay, I better adjust, better actually do something and force an issue. So he does. And he wins. Very important to get execution right, guys. Larry Buster says there's nothing he can do. Yeah, I do agree. This match is Adrian Popescu's. It's very unlikely that David Bradford's going to come back. All that being said, I still don't like the way Adrian Popescu's arm wrestling. He's arm wrestling sloppy. There's nothing efficient about it. These guys are apparently my weight too. I can't help but feel like I would rip both these dudes apart. I just feel I would watching this. Oh my goodness. They're too sloppy to not be ripped apart. Woodsman Willie comes in with a super chat, $2. Thank you for all you do. No, I really appreciate that, Woodsman Willie. I'm blessed to call this a career, man. It's so cool that I am. And so I really appreciate the fact that I've got this as a career. So thank you for the support. It means a lot, man. Larry Bastard says they would see your wrist and forfeit. Yeah. I don't know. 9 inches. I don't know. What's the average arm wrestler's wrist? Either way, one's getting bigger. All right, we got round 4 coming up. Adrian Popescu with a chance to seal the victory here. He's on the right of screen up against David Bradford. He's gripped high again. Adrian Popescu recognizing that was what worked last round. He's protecting that top roll, and David Bradford will force a half hook. If it goes the same way that it has, David Bradford will initiate with a hit, and he will be somewhat contained. He'll somewhat come in, and then Popescu is going to drive with an ugly side pressure drive that'll open his arm but probably get the pin. That's how it's going to go. Yeah. Oh, I missed the start. I looked away, but it looks like it's gone somewhat like ahead. But there's a stop, and there's the win from Popescu as David Bradford runs off the back of the pad, realizing he's about to be pinned. There it is, 4-0, Adrian Popescu. Will they stop the match there? I think they will. They're not going to go on to the 6 rounds, which means we might have... Or are they going to do it? It looks like they are going to continue. All right. Next matchup, I'm hoping, is going to be, ladies and gentlemen, either Tom Holland and Caspers or Giannis, Amlins, and Jeff Hale. matches of the day coming up. Anders Lundgren asked me the question, could you please explain how you work with the private coaching? Most certainly, Anders, I can. So the private coaching, what I will explain is what it's not. The private coaching is certainly not me writing a program for you. I can give you a program if you want a program, but it's a base program that's kind of based off Todd Hutchins style. What I do as a coach, and what I enjoy most and what I think is my best value is weekly face-to-face calls with you where we analyze your style of arm wrestling. I look at the video footage of you pulling with other tournaments and super matches that you've had. And I analyze what you're doing wrong and I fix your problems. And if you've got a super match coming up and an opponent, I'll design your style that will best counter your opponent's style. So arm wrestling for me, I really believe is about taking your opponent where they're weak, more so than it is about going where you're strong. So I will help you identify for you exactly what your opponent is vulnerable at, and will tailor make a very specific training program and movements program to get you there. But for me, my best thing as a coach is not how to make you strong. It's how to make you better on the table. So that's pretty much what we do. It's you've got, if you sign up to the private coaching, you'll get my direct number, and via WhatsApp and whatnot, you'll have the ability to call me and chat. That's basically it, man. All right, there we go. 4-0, 5-0. Adrian Popescu using a similar shape, both sloppy open arm hooks, side pressure, too superior. Good win, but I'm not impressed. Larry Bastard said your wrist is 7.5 with no arm wrestling training ever. Yeah, Larry Bastard, that's where my wrist started as well, 7.5 before I got into the sport. Hawaii Dispenser says his wrist is 8.25. That's solid, man. All right, we got 5-0 currently on Adrian Popescu over David Bradford on the right. They're going to round this one out with one more round. Guys, if you have any questions, feel free. Now is a good time to hit them up, because we all know this match is a dead rubber now. It's not that interesting. So it's a good time for me to just chat with you guys. If you want to ask me anything, now is a good time to do it. And actually, if you don't mind, whilst you guys are writing a question, I'm just going to grab a drink. I need to put more in this so I can keep looking. All right, I got a couple of bananas and some. Why? Oh, that's a good question. Big Ben asked Blue, why are you not competing? Look, I was, of course, meant to be on this card. Neil wanted to match me with Stoica Bogdan of Romania, who I would have crushed, who's going to be facing Frodo Hoagland. But I couldn't go just for travel restrictions with the Australian government. Couldn't go. And I couldn't get around those hurdles. So my next international match will be when I bring someone to Australia. All right. Popescu winning 6-0 to the same style. Really not impressed. A few people have said I need to move to the USA. Look, it's really on my mind. It's just that I've got kids that is the reason I can't. Hang on, I just want to tune in to Neil and see what he says about the next match.
Thank you very much for your attention. We will see you again at 1 o'clock. This is the Armwars Super Series 1 till 2. And we will be back with match action then. Thank you very much.
All right, looks like they're going to take a break and be back. They said 1 o'clock, which is, it was 10:30. All right, so it looks like they're going to be back with more matches at 1 o'clock their local time. So I'll stay on for another 5 minutes or so here, and then I'll take a break as well, and then I will be back once again. That's 1.5 hours from now, effectively, I believe. So I will tune in. I'll be back here live again for session number 2. If you want to join me, I would be very happy to do that. And come on again. Like I said, I'll stick around for another 5-10 minutes now, answer any questions you guys have got, because pretty interesting start to the Armwars card. It's good to see Armwars back and all that sort of stuff, but they're going to have a break. I think they're going to put some strongman stuff on the stage whilst the arm wrestling takes a break. And I got so much food stuck in my beard these days. As I'm letting this beard get longer, it's getting more hazardous when it comes to food. So John said I could stay in his basement until I find a place. Yeah. The whole move to the USA thing, like I said, it's something that I've really genuinely given consideration to. But I haven't been able to commit to something like that simply because, like I said, I have kids here and I can't abandon them. So looks like I'm getting a whole bunch more people coming to this live stream, which is kind of cool as everyone's jumping off. Neil's one. So welcome to everyone who's just coming in now. Look, next time for session number 2, you guys need to dual screen this thing, okay? You get Neil's live stream with Neil's commentary plus my commentary as well. Way better combo. But anyway, I'm going to stick around for another 5-10 minutes here. Aussie Arm Wrestler. Yes, I will be staying on for session number 2. I'm not going to stay on continuously. I am going to take a break. I'll jump off for at least an hour, and then I will be back for session 2 because I believe session 2 is going to have Giannis Jeff. I believe it's going to have Tom Holland and Caspers, and I believe it's going to have Raymond Slippins and Craig Sanders. They are all matches that I absolutely want to see and do not want to miss. So I will definitely be here for session number 2. Pro Hammer says he had both open. You're the man, Pro Hammer. Good stuff. Josh Barker, how do you dual screen? If you're doing it just on a mobile phone, I'm not sure you can do it, but if you're doing it on a PC, you can certainly do it, or have one phone, one PC. That'll be the way to do it. But yeah, I'm definitely going to stick around. How often do people asking me, how often do I train my wrists with weights? Every day, brother, every day. When am I going to have my boxing match? No boxing matches for me unless RBJ offers, of course. No details yet on Ryan Espy making it in, but hopefully he will be there. He will be there tomorrow, I believe, competing against Alex Kadecha, which was a match that was scheduled for today, but due to the difficulty in him getting there, he's not yet there. So we'll see more of that. No dramas. Hawaii Dispenser, who says thanks for the stream. Big Ben, I hope you come to the States. You can make a ton of money smashing Chance. Yeah, look, I would happily beat Chance again. It's no worries. I'll do it comfortably. Do it more comfortably than I did the last time. But I think the good news is in respect to travel and all sorts of stuff, it'll be opening up soon enough that I'll be able to bring some Aussies, bring some internationals to Australia, and get my opportunity to make an impression. RVJ versus Blue boxing match, make it happen. You know, I'm not a boxer by any stretch. I think RVJ has some sort of background in that, so I might be in trouble. But one thing's for sure is I know that redheads are fearless. So, yeah, if randomly the world did want to see that, I would do it. So, when is the next session of the Arm Wars coming up? It is going to be on in about an hour and a half's time, 1 p.m. local time for them, which I believe it's 11:30 there now. So we will be back live again in an hour and a half's time with them. I'm going to take an hour's break shortly, and then I will be back for session number 2. So I'll schedule the stream once again and get it up and running. Piggy Liddortington says, since you think you can beat Chance, do you think you're top 10 NA if you were there? Yes, PK Liddortington, I do believe I would be top 10 in the USA if I lived there. Josh Barker says, I just heard Sasha got COVID. Josh Barker, what are your sources on that? I haven't heard that. I heard that Mindorgus have got it, but what are your sources reliable? Hawaii Dispenses, a thick beard will slightly cushion the punches. Yeah, that's it. Big Ben, have a great day, man. I'll see you at session 2. Tyler Penner says, do we have to pay to watch it? No, Tyler Penner, you can watch the live stream free of the matches on Neil Pickup Supernatural Strength channel. And you can also get a commentary here, commentary from the Aussie arm wrestler. I'm not sure who else is doing one, but yeah, man, this is all free. Would I box Devin? Yeah, I would box Devin. I think he's slow. Oh my goodness. Anyway, interesting. Just kind of to wrap up that opening card there that we just saw in session number 1, and then I will take a break and see you guys again in about an hour. We open with, who did we open with? I just got to go back over my notes. We've had David Bradford v Adrian Popescu from Romania, with Adrian Popescu taking the win 6-0. We had, that's right, Ted Wilson opened the show up against Nathaniel, with Ted Wilson taking the win 4-2. Nathaniel getting the first 2 opening rounds with flash pins out of the straps. It was pretty impressive from him, but Ted Wilson's experience and strength came through in the end. Then we had Uncle John making his Armwars debut on the right up against Jason Hill. And Uncle John looked like the weaker man at first. He really did. He genuinely looked like the weaker man, but the experience came through. And Uncle John in the strap looked very comfortable, bled the hand of Jason Hill very sufficiently, and ended up taking complete control by the end and winning it 5-1. Or I think it was 4-1 and they stopped there. But then in the final round, we saw Adrian Popescu, David Bradford, with Adrian Popescu taking 6-0, the Romanian national champ. Sloppy arm wrestling, but enough to get the job done. And that was it. So, ladies and gentlemen, session 2 is about an hour and a half away, or an hour and 20 minutes away from now. Expect it to be big. Session 2, do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. We're expecting Giannis Amlins v Jeff Hale. We're expecting Tom Holland v Kaspers. And we're expecting Raymond Leibniz v Craig Sanders. 3 absolute red line matches you do not want to miss. Timmy Turner's just tuned in. Timmy Turner, welcome, brother. Next time, I want you to have both screens open. This one and Niels. Timmy, don't tell me you missed the whole thing. Anyway, like I said, it was only session 1. Session 2 is still to come, Timmy, so you're all good in about an hour and 20's time. Tune in once again, and we will be there for the real killer matches of the day. Yeah. Tez User says, after this, you're going to see a breakdown video on the channel. Yeah, once the footage has been released and everyone's had a look at the original footage, I'll definitely do breakdowns of what are the most interesting matches and interesting rounds, and talk about the context of what it means for each of those pullers and all that sort of stuff. But I'll do my thing as over the next couple of weeks and all that sort of stuff. And don't, of course, forget that we do have the John Brzenk v Dimitri Kachan match coming up in only, 36 hours or something from now. That's going to be pretty special. Do not miss that one. I think it's going to be broadcast on the Texas Arm Wrestling League's YouTube channel. Plus, John Brzenk's going to be doing a ringside sort of live as well. So that will be special. Don't miss it. John Brzenk, the return of the GOAT. Can he go all the way? Oh, my goodness. I think he can. I think he's going to continuously keep winning. And yeah, I can't wait. Love it. So he's killing it in YouTube as well, which is awesome to see. Good stuff, John. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it here. I will speak to you guys again in about an hour's time for session number 2.